So it is day 42. I'm back on the trail just outside the park. The zoo was closed. So it's Saturday, July 25th. And we're about to walk over this bridge. So this is the Bear Mountain Bridge. And that's the mountain we're going to climb. It's called Anthony's Nose. That's the Hudson River. That's Bear Mountain, the mountain we were on yesterday. There goes the train. So we just came up all that. And we're still going up that. So Anthony's Nose is pretty steep. But I think we're about halfway up it. It was only like 800 feet, something like that. So that's what we gotta climb. And that's what we just came up. I know the camera doesn't make it look as steep as it is, but it's a pretty good grade. So we just came up that part. And now we got another rock staircase. It's not too bad being that it's 9 o'clock in the morning, so we got an early start before it gets hot. My heart rate's like gotten to 106, so we're doing good. But I think we were a little under halfway a while ago. We're probably a little past halfway now. So we come up that rock staircase and it kind of went flat and downhill. And then now we got to go up that. So it just keeps getting better. But I'd rather do this while it's still 70 out than 90. So I made it to the top and I'm headed down the other side. To see Anthony's Nose, you had to take a Blue Blaze Trail 0.6 to the east uphill. So I just stayed on the White Blaze. Kind of all that effort for nothing to see at the top. But there's a campsite listed at the bottom of the hill with water. So I'm probably going to take a break there. Downhill on the backside is not as steep and rocky as the climb up. So pretty much the whole way down so far has been this washout where if it was raining it'd be full of water running down the mountain. So that would not have been fun on a rainy day. There's no rain in sight today, so it wasn't too bad. But so far it's been a pretty good trail. So there's a camp spot right over there. and a blue trail that led away from it up through there. So that might have been the campsite with water. But there was no water. So the trail has joined this little gravel road. I'll be trucking along on it for a while until it splits off. Go a little bit further to this gate and there's water. It may have a lot of iron in it though, it looks rusty. No, it's not rusty, it's just algae. There's no more water for 9 miles, so I gotta get it here. So this is how I typically fill up my hydration bladder. That hose I drink out of has got the quick connect on the outside. And I just hang the water bag with the filter. I used to have a little bit longer hose and then I cut it. I should have left it longer. But I'll typically just let it gravity feed while I eat a snack or something. If I'm in a hurry I can squeeze it. But usually I just let it do its thing. And just clip it to the trekking pole strap. And that's pretty much it. So we took a break on that rock. Filled the bladder up with about 1 3/4 liters of water. Drank about a liter of Gatorade that I bought at the store last night. And then another 20 ounces of water. So I think we should be good. I have a small bottle of water, spring water in my pack also. So I'm carrying about 2 liters, I guess. And just because AWOL says there's no more water for 8 miles, I have learned does not mean that's necessarily true. But I think we're carrying enough and have hydrated enough. If it is true, we'll be good. I find this important every couple hours anyway, and take the pack off. When you put it back on and recinch it, it feels good. Whereas after about 2 hours, it's starting to feel like it's a saggy burden. So we're going to cross this road and then go uphill a little bit. So we took a break on that rock. Filled the bladder up with about 1 3/4 liters of water. Drank about a liter of Gatorade that I bought at the store last night. And then another 20 ounces of water. So I think we should be good. I have a small bottle of water, spring water in my pack also. So I'm carrying about 2 liters, I guess. And just because AWOL says there's no more water for 8 miles, I have learned does not mean that's necessarily true. But I think we're carrying enough and have hydrated enough. If it is true, we'll be good. I find this important every couple hours anyway, and take the pack off. When you put it back on and recinch it, it feels good. Whereas after about 2 hours, it's starting to feel like it's a saggy burden. So we're going to cross this road and then go uphill a little bit. So that little climb up from the road wasn't too bad. It was fairly short. And then now we're kind of strolling along this ridge top. while the mercury's rising on the old thermometer. Oh, it's supposed to be in the 90s again today. The goal, there's a lake that you can camp at. We had thought about getting there today. It was like 15 miles or something. And I still might, just depends, but I was thinking it being Saturday, it's probably going to be busy. If I get there on Sunday, it's probably not going to be as busy. I might just chill out there, because on Monday it's supposed to be in the high 90s. And the high 90s is not the ideal temperature to be hauling a pack of any kind up mountains. But we shall just see. It's ever changing out here. It's hard to stick with a solid plan, or at least it is for me. I could deal with this terrain for a little while. Some nice grassy woods. So we made it up that little climb. That's a yellow trail. So we're like 4 point something miles into the day. It's 12 o'clock. Started at 8. I took that, I don't know, 45-minute break. So I average like 1.5 miles to 2 miles an hour, but then I take breaks. So unless it's flat terrain, it's going to take me about as many hours of hiking as it is miles. Hopefully that'll speed up once it starts to cool off. But for a little while it's supposed to be this flowy terrain, kind of up a little hill, down a little hill, flat. So should make decent time on this stretch. So we came down a kind of steep hill, and then the trail's been like this for a few minutes. And we're going to the highway. So it'll probably stay just like this to the highway. And we shouldn't be too far. I can hear the traffic. Overall, the terrain today has been fairly good. Don't know my exact mileage, but it's better than it's been for the last couple of days. Walk out into this field, just boardwalk here, and a Shell station. At 1 o'clock in the afternoon, when the sun is high, and so is the temperature. Couldn't ask for a better time. Mountain Dew time. And probably a Gatorade. I don't know if that recorded or not. If not, I'll do it again. We're leaving where the deli was at. We're heading about a mile. We're gonna camp. It's a little after 4. So we sat there at the deli for 3 hours, drinking cold drinks and waited out the heat of the day. But have an opportunity tomorrow from some trail angels to get a ride to REI and get some new chacos, and maybe a different pack, and possibly do some slack packing for a few days. So we'll see how that goes. The grass is taking over.